My wife went missing 15 years ago. Today I received an anonymous message. I hate talking about what happened 15 years ago. In fact, I hate remembering that on January 7th, 2008, Sarah Collins, a loved member of the community, went to the store and was never to be seen again. It was a big case back then. Of course, everyone wanted to know what had happened to her, but I was the most anxious to find out. Sarah and I had been married 5 years. Since the day I met her, I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. She was a woman who could light up a room just with her smile. That is why this was so tough to believe. Such a beautiful and successful woman had just vanished. They never found her body. 15 years later, and they didn't have any evidence at all. Not a tire track, not even a fingerprint, nothing. The police asked for help, but no one ever came forward. Somehow, no one had seen her. It was as if she had just vanished off the face of the earth. I think about Sarah a great deal. I could never remove her photos from around the house. Her bright face still smiles at me from every room. There's one photo of her, taken from our wedding day, that I really like. To me, it feels like looking right at her when I look at the photo. It shows her perfectly. I was 2 days ago looking closely at it, getting lost in the details. Her eyes, the corners of her mouth lifting into a smile, and that little dimple on her left cheek. I looked so closely I didn't hear almost the ringing of the phone. The landline phone was strange. Nobody had called me on that line for years. Everybody has mobile phones nowadays. When I saw the caller ID, it showed an unknown number, so I shrugged and answered it anyway. It was probably just the bank checking on something. This call took a bit of time to connect, but when it did, I heard this really weird rustling sound from the other side. Hello? I wasn't in the mood for any prank calls. Is anybody there? Hello? Daniel? Daniel? I'm so glad I finally got you. The voice on the other side of the connection was a female voice, shaking, out of breath. Daniel, it's me. It's Sarah. Are you there? And then my heart just stopped with the mention of her name. Sarah. My Sarah. But of course that couldn't be. Then Sarah had been missing for 15 years. This was not my wife. I don't know who you are, but you are not Sarah. I spoke into the phone in a cold tone. Stop calling this number. I'd received an awful lot of these calls, especially when Sarah first went missing. Con artists, tricksters, anyone wanting to take advantage of a sad husband. I knew none of them was my wife. No, Daniel. Wait, you have to listen to me. It's me. Sarah, you have to believe me. She was sounding loud and desperate now, even a bit crazy. Amazing things people do to sell a lie. Why are you doing this? I asked, angry. It is 15 years since my wife went missing. What do you want from me? For a moment, there was silence on the other end of the line. I thought the connection had been severed until I heard her voice. Daniel, please. It's me. It's your wife, Sarah. The woman begged. I swear it's really me. She continued, but I had already had enough. I was not going to listen to this liar anymore. Don't call this number again. I told her firmly before hanging up. I thought that would end it. She probably wouldn't call me again. I thought it was all finished. The next day, I asked a friend to help me fix my plumbing. He was a good friend. I had known him since college. He helped me when Sarah went missing. He got me through that. We were on a break, both of us talking about what's been happening. Important stuff, really, when my landline phone suddenly rang again. Sorry, I need to answer this. It might be important, I said as I stood up and walked to the phone. I saw the call was from an unknown number, like the previous day. Still, I didn't connect the dots immediately because it could have been the bank this time. I picked up, and the same rustling sound came out of the phone. It felt strange and unsettling in a way, and almost as if I had heard it before. I simply couldn't fathom it. Hello? I was starting to get an inkling as to what this call was about, and I was not going to like it one bit. I told you not to call this number. Daniel, it's so good to get a hold of you finally. The exact words she uttered the previous day. Daniel, it's me. It's Sarah. Are you there? It was absolutely the same woman. I don't have time to waste on this, I said in exasperation into the phone. You're not Sarah. Cease the calls to me. I hung up and went back to my friend, who did look puzzled. Well, who was it? He asked me. Some prank caller trying to impersonate Sarah, I responded, and rolled my eyes. I thought I had moved on. I even changed my phone number. I don't know how this woman got my new number. Pretending to be Sarah? My friend asks back. That's really odd. Did you tell anybody about it? Like the police? Number, I shake my head. There's no need. It's just someone trying to stir up some trouble. They probably want money or something alike. I made it clear that our conversation was over. I didn't want to continue talking about it because that would bring up bad memories. The next day, I woke up, not expecting any more calls from the unknown number. I made it crystal clear that I wouldn't join in on her trick, but I was wrong again. Just as I started walking downstairs for a glass of water, the phone rang once more. I considered letting it ring, but then another thought came into my head. I was going to give a much stronger warning to the caller, and even threaten to involve police action if the calls did not cease. That would scare her. I was certain of that. I lifted the phone and received the same out-of-this-world sound. I couldn't justify it for some reason, but it sent shivers down my body. At last, the call connected. It was just the same as previously. The identical miserable speech. Daniel, I'm so glad finally I got to you. It was probably one of those recorded messages. Daniel, it's me. It's Sarah. Are you there? If you continue to call this number, I'll have to call the police. I told the caller. This is harassment. If you want money, try to trick someone else. Before I could give the woman on the other line a chance, I cut the call. I hoped this would make her realize she could no longer control me. I understood her complicated trick. I believed my warning was enough to stop the calls. I was so sure of this that when a loud, steady ringing woke me up the next morning, I never thought it was coming from those unknown number calls. I first thought my alarm was waking me up, but when I turned to look, I saw that the alarm had not gone off yet. That was when I realized it was the landline phone. Rushing downstairs, I wanted to tell the caller that I would call police, wanting to catch the desperate scammer. I was lucky to get there on time and picked up the phone. I held it against my ear and heard that strange noise I knew well. It still made my heart race for a few seconds until the call went through. Daniel, thank goodness finally I reach you. The usual panicked message came across the phone. I was used to hearing it by now. Daniel, it's me. It's Sarah. Are you there? I warned you. I said that if you called again, I would take legal action. I hollered into the phone just so whoever whoever was on the other side would hear me. You've gone too far now. I have to do something about this. I waited for the woman's answer. Daniel, no, it's me. I am not lying to you. I would never lie to you. Daniel, it's me. Sarah, your wife. It's me. Can't stand the loud whine of her voice. You're not Sarah, I said with sadness in my voice. I know you are not Sarah. I will do something about this. Goodbye. I hung the call for the last time and put the phone back. I know that woman wasn't Sarah. I'm sure she wasn't. I would know because on January 7th, 2008, Sarah Collins was murdered by me, a person who, up until that day, had something to offer this community. She was a very beautiful woman. I thought I must have been the luckiest man alive the first time she showed an interest in me. I didn't have much experience talking to women, and I was very glad someone like Sarah chose me. I loved her every moment of our marriage. I loved her even when I discovered she was cheating on me. I had accidentally found a series of romantic messages between Sarah and one of her co-workers. She was going to leave me for him. Sarah, my Sarah, was going to leave me for him. I couldn't let it happen. She was very beautiful, so bright and full of life. I couldn't lose her. I just couldn't lose her. So I killed her. It didn't really require any thinking. It was the only way she would be mine. Mine alone for good. Dead. She would never leave me. She would be my Sarah forever. When the police came, I concocted an elaborate lie. She had gone out to run an errand and never returned home. The same lie was splashed all over the national news. I didn't know whether I really got away with that lie or not, but a year went by, then another year. 15 years went by. Nobody ever figured me out. I was about to go back upstairs when I heard a light tap at the window. Click. That was just the sound of the window opening. And that's when I heard it. Something rustling right here in my own home. Rustling that filled me with fear and made me go into a panic. Daniel? Daniel, thank goodness I finally found you. The voice was coming from inside the house now. Daniel, it's me. It's Sarah. Are you there?